Welcome back, everybody, to the Charlotte Hornets MyLeague here on NBA 2K20. I know it's been a minute. You can blame MLB The Show for that. As just to refresh you on what has been happening, we are in the middle of the playoffs, the first round of the playoffs, taking on the Atlanta Hawks. They lead the series 2-1, and we're lucky it's only 2-1. Remember last episode, Donovan Mitchell had a game-winning layup right at the end to seal the deal. All three games so far have been really close. And TRAE is an absolute cheat code. Here's a look at the numbers through 3 games so far. The usual crew at the top. I think the big surprise is probably Bruno Fernando. He has been really good off of the bench for this Hornets team as they're arriving in style to the stadium. There is Beal and Mitchell leading the way as we've got some Game 4 action here at the Spectrum Center for Charlotte Hornets in pretty much a must-win game here, taking on the Atlanta Hawks. If the Hawks win, they'll take a 3-1 series lead, which obviously we know can be blown, but still, Charlotte knows they need to win this game. Also, for Atlanta, DeAndre Hunter, who got hurt the second game of the regular season, he broke his leg. He's actually back in this game, so his first appearance in a long time. He might be a little bit rusty as TRAE Young starting off with the three-pointer. Mo Bamba going to try to say what you can do, I can do better, no good. But Jonathan Kuminga will put it back instead, the rookie out of Kentucky. As Anthony Edwards here on the drive, trying to get inside, no good. But Mo Bamba with the board, and he's going to get it to the top of the key for free. That's Edwards with the bucket, tying the game up at 7. As TRAE Young doing what he does best. Trigger TRAE from Atlanta far away. The Hawks have been absolutely ridiculous efficiency-wise from 3. But one time, TRAE Young misses it. Cedi Osman is there at the board. And then here's Young, more wide open than a McDonald's drive-thru at 5 o'clock in the morning. I mean, he could have been smothered by 3 defenders and still made that. 15-11, Young, wash, rinse, repeat. Has to be frustrating for these Hornet defenders. Now 18-13. Brook Lopez with it. The 7-foot Steph Curry over to Collins. Gets to the open man in the corner. That's Kevin Babyface Huerter for 3. Still looks like he's going through puberty. As Devontae Graham with the and 1. Rock Chalk Jayhawk, baby. DeJounte Murray with the foul, 26-20. Here's John Collins, for first-time All-Star this season, getting the shot as the Hawks are up by 6. Here's John Collins once again, this time denied at the rim by Fernando, but gets the two-handed slam. Donovan Mitchell trying to end the first in style, and he does just that. These dunks, just a norm at this point for Mitchell, as there's DeAndre Hunter, his first bucket since his injury back in the middle of October, I suppose, so pretty much about 6 months at this point, as there is Murray over to John Collins for the layup. The Hawks will take an 11-point lead. Now it's a 9-point lead as they get the steal. Here's Kevin Huerter, the former Maryland Terrapin, trying to go inside. His short shot is good. And Atlanta back up by 11. Hornets need a bucket as Miles Bridges with it. He's going to try to drive, instead passing it out for the real deal. Bradley Beal for 3. Beal with a nice bucket, now 45-37. Here is Kuminga over to Bridges. Gets it to Beal. Once again, wash, rinse, repeat as Bradley Beal makes another big three-pointer. Here's Edwards. He loses it. Huerter grabs it out of his hand, taking it coast to coast, finds the open man in the corner. T. Ross, the boss, Terrence Ross, makes the 3, 52-40. Hawks up. Charlotte needs a bucket. Deep 3 from Bamba, and he will drain it as that cuts the lead down to 9. Here's TRAE Young with the easy layup. Not only can he shoot, but he has driven to the basket really well this series. And that's mainly just because of bad defense by the Hornets, I guess. As Bamba with the nice layup in transition. 56-47. There's an open man. Nearly 3, but it's going to be a long 2. Once again, Terrence Ross with the bucket. So here's Ross, the former dunk contest champion in his young years with the Raptors. Misses it. Gets his own board. Misses it again. Kuminga with a nice defense. He has been outstanding in this game. Here comes Bradley Beal over to Kuminga for 3. Nothing but net as Kuminga from a land of far away. And then to end the first half, Hornets want to end off with a bang. Kuminga once again drains the 3. And the Hornets are lucky to only be down by 5 as we advance now to the second half. TRAE Young has been spectacular, like always. As here's Young trying to start the second half off hot, and he does just that. As Young, reservations for three, please. Here's Chetty Osman with it. He is going to get the pick from Lopez and the pick and roll. I mean, it kind of goes well because the Hawks are going to get the bucket. Third time's the charm. Osman makes the layup. And then here's Osman again, the native of Croatia, getting the dunk. Hawks up by 8, but Donovan Mitchell says what you can do, I can do better, casually posterizing his teammate Brook Lopez. Lopez just looks confused, to be honest. 67-61. Here's John Collins. He is, looks like he's trying to drive it. Instead, he gets it to the open man. You know who that is. TRAE. Trae Young makes it a 9-point game. Here's Mitchell now. Long range three. Nothing but net. Green bean machine. 70-64. Here's DeJounte Murray with the and one. Graham with the foul. And Murray going to go to the line for one more. Now 75-68. Here is Collins. Mismatch alert. He's posting and toasting Devontae Graham, who is noticeably shorter. As here is Murray. He gets denied by Bruno Fernando. Not in my house, he said. And then Jonathan Kuminga tries to go for the dunk. He's going to settle for the layup. So now it's 82-72. Here's Beal with the two-handed slammer, jammer, late in the third. Hawks up by 8. Here's Terrence Ross trying to go around town. He loses it. Mitchell steals it like a robber in crime over to Beal. Gets it to Miles Bridges. Going upstairs where Grandma hides the cookies. Now 84-76. Here's Ross. Fade away. And it is good. Long two for Ross. Charlotte down by 12. They need a bucket. And that they will get. Donovan Mitchell makes the three. Here is Chetty Osman with the layup. 13-point lead. Hornets really have to live and die by the three ball these last few minutes as Mitchell gets the three to fall. Only a 5-point game now, but when Trae Young has the ball, you know it's always dangerous. Young, step back, mid-ranger, danger, it's good. Here comes Mitchell, another nice two-handed slam. These are of the norm at this point. Always seeing Donovan Mitchell make nice dunks. As Osman taking Jonathan Kuminga to school with that nice little move, teaching him reading, writing, and arithmetic. There's Donovan Mitchell with another poster. He's probably had about 24, it feels like, in this game. 193. Here is Young. He's going to get the screen, and he's getting mean. Young makes the layup. 9-point lead. And then here's Cam Reddish. No good. Gets his own board. And he will get the layup despite nice defense from Bradley Beal. And then here's Trae Young. He's actually going to miss the layup. Hornets have to go quick. They got to start their rally now. Down by 11 with under 3 minutes to go. Mitchell from the corner. Bang, bang, bang. Hawks going to call a timeout. 108-98. Atlanta trying to put the ice in the dagger. Kevin Huerter, he looks like he's 15, but he can hop. There's Donovan Mitchell with the nice dunks. And now it's a 10-point game. Young inside. No good, but Brook Lopez with a massive putback. And now the Hornets really just got to hope they get lucky of some sort. Osman trying to beat the buzzer, and he does, but he misses it. However, John Collins with the putback, and that's all she wrote. Atlanta gets the win, 120-109. Charlotte always kept this game close, but once Atlanta took the lead, they never looked back. And just like that, this is a 3-1 series. Can the Hornets make the Hawks a meme? Donovan Mitchell leads the way with 30 points. Jonathan Kuminga with 20 points. He went 9 for 9 from the field. Played really well defensively. Got a bunch of offensive rebounds. Excellent game for Kuminga, but got to see more from guys on the bench. 4 points for a guy like Miles Bridges just isn't going to cut it. Meanwhile, for the ATL, 41 points for Trae Young. And they shot 11 for 15 from 3. I think I had the CPU 3-point shooting slider just a little bit too high, as we got Game 5 here of the Eastern Conference first-round playoffs. Hornets now down 3-1. Now they actually have to win here on the road at State Farm Arena. If Charlotte loses one of these next 3 games, they are eliminated from playoff contention. And when you're playing Trae Young, it's not going to be fun. Young starts the game off of a quick 3, but Mitchell answers right back with a slam, and a powerful one at that. Hornets up 4-3. Here is Brook Lopez, the 7-foot Steph Curry, making the 3 with ease, tied up at 6. Here is TRAE doing what TRAE does best, knocking down the 3. Now the score is 6-9. Nice. Hawks up big early, but the Hornets are going to get a bucket from Bradley Beal, 13-16. Here is Trae Young. He is going to try to drive by Beal. Tight defense. Young inside to Collins. Passes tipped and then swatted by Bamba. Kuminga there as well. He's going to pass it out to Donovan Mitchell for 3, tying the game up at 16 apiece. Now it's 18 apiece. Mitchell puts Brook Lopez in a casket. He is dead. Rest in peace, Mr. Lopez, as there's a nice little bucket from Cam Reddish. Then Mitchell, this time doing it to John Collins. Even though Trae Young has been dominant in this series, the rest of these Hawks teammates have been getting dunked on left and right. There's Terrence Ross for a 3, cutting the lead down to 1, 24-23. And then here comes Cam Reddish, the third-year man out of Duke with the play. Now Hunter's going to get it over to DeJounte Murray, who's going to get the lob for Cam Reddish. And then ensuing possession, here's Murray over to Reddish for 3, and he got it. Cam Reddish is heating up, and he knows it. 32-38, here's Murray going for the dunk! Miles Bridges, what a block! But the DeAndre Hunter, the 2019 ACC Defensive Player of the Year, former national champion of Virginia with the 3. As there's Edwards with an interesting dunk. That one looked weird on the screen, but he did the job. And then here's Edwards again with the powerful one-handed slam. Second-year guard out of Georgia getting it done as he's going to pass it out over to Miles Bridges. Guarded by Reddish. Step back. Got it. As Miles Bridges trying to show off his inner James Harden with those step backs. And then Beal in the corner makes it a 4-point lead. Hornets trying to come back here late in the first half as Trae Young. LeVar Ball said stay in your lane, but Trae Young was the only one in that lane. Young with another nice layup, making it an 8-point game. Now a 10-point game. Here's Beal for 3. He got it. Nice bucket for the Hornets. 47-54. Here comes Charlotte on the break. The big fella, Mo Bamba, gets the dunk. 49-54. Collins with it. Over to Trae Young. Young, fadeaway 3. That's been his signature shot this entire playoff series, and he gets it again. As here's a powerful dunk from Anthony Edwards late in the first half, 57-53. Here is Trae Young trying to run around a few defenders. Young gets the screen from Collins. Fadeaway, long-range 3. Knocks it down. Charlotte going to try to get a bucket here before the end of the half as Beal, he's going to go for 3. No good. Bamba with the rebound, and he cannot get it off in time. So Atlanta will take a 7-point lead headed into the locker room. And Charlotte is now 1/2 away from getting eliminated if they don't clean their act up. As we move to the second half, here's Cedi Osman starting off with a bang. He gets a 3 to fall. Here's an almost turnover for Atlanta, but instead it results in a Donovan Mitchell 3. 65-60. Here is DeAndre Hunter with it. He's going to get that one stolen, actually, by Donovan Mitchell. Over to the big man, Bruno Fernando. In his third year out of Maryland, as Bridges is blocked at the rim by DeAndre Hunter. And then here comes DeJounte Murray. Makes a nice move on Mitchell and gets the layup. 66-69. Nice. As Devontae Graham misses the steal, and he looks silly doing it as Murray gets the dunk. And then here's Bryn Forbes for 3, former San Antonio Spur. So now it's 74-66. Charlotte down by 8. Here's Mitchell with a step-back 3. This could be the start to a rally that the Hornets need. Bruno Fernando now top of the key. Long-range 3, and he got it. 76 apiece. Here is Beal for the layup and the lead. But that lead would be pretty short-lived as Cedi Osman with the powerful dunk. 80-78 now. Charlotte up, but Terrence Ross has something to say about that. Ross making the 3. But Bradley Beal immediately answers back, saying, what you can do, I can do better. 85 apiece now into the fourth. Edwards with the steal. He's going to pass it out over to the rookie, Jonathan Kuminga, who does not go for the dunk, even though there is no one in his way. Instead, he goes for the step-back mid-ranger. He makes the shot, but I don't know what he was doing. As there's Beal with the nice 3. 90-85. Hornets can make it a 3-score game, and they do just that. Edwards with the and one, dunking on Trae Young. Young has really not played his best here in the third quarter. Now here in quarter number 4, wants to get hot as he makes the layup. Next Hawk possession. Here's Young. Wow, nice move on Beal. And then over to Cedi Osman, who gets an incredible and one. I don't know how he made that shot, but he did. Edwards with the foul. I think Edwards is confused because they called that a shooting foul, even though Osman shot it a little bit late. As there's Young with the mid-ranger. Now it's only a 3-point game. Mitchell with a nice slam. Charlotte up by 5. 2.5 to go. Big possession here for Atlanta. Can TRAE Young capitalize? Fadeaway 3. He's going to make those shots blindfolded at some point, I can tell you. I think he would average 20 points per game in this playoff series, even if he was wearing a blindfold. As there's Young with the layup, 2-point game with about 2 minutes to go. Can the Hornets get a bucket this possession? Here's Edwards with it. Edwards over to Mitchell, gets it to the open man in the corner. That's Kuminga with a big bucket. Jonathan Kuminga not quite playing as well here in Game 5 as he did in Game 4, but that was a huge shot. Edwards with the layup, making it a 6-point game, under a minute to go. Here's Bamba with the dunk. That one is probably the dagger. Hawks would get a 3, however, Bamba immediately answers with a dunk. 7-point game, about 40 seconds to go. Can Atlanta make up the miraculous comeback and move on to the second round? Nice floater from DeJounte Murray. Now about 14 seconds left. Beal, mid-range, no good. Bamba gets it over to Beal, who is fouled by Kevin Huerter. So now Atlanta has to play the foul game. Both teams are in the bonus for that matter, as this is Bradley Beal. He got to the line a lot and did not miss. 8 for 8 in this game from the charity stripe for Bradley Beal. DeJounte Murray heaves it up from half court. No good. Doesn't really make an effect, even if he did make it, as the Charlotte Hornets will keep the playoff series alive. 118-112. Massive win on the road for the Hornets. I think they got lucky because TRAE Young didn't play super well in the third quarter. Hawks had a lot of shots that went in and out. So I think this is more so the Hornets getting lucky. Even in his bad game, TRAE Young still scored 37 points on very efficient shooting. But the rest of the guys couldn't really do it. Now, efficiency-wise, everybody is 1 for 1 or 2 for 2 from 3, it feels like. Hawks went 16 for 24. That's a very solid 67% from 3. Kind of ridiculous. But John Collins only getting 2 points is big. He's been their second-best player in this series, and for the Hornets to lock him down like that is huge. 33 points for Bradley Beal, 23 for Mitchell, double-double for Mo Bamba. The Hornets also shot 50% from 3, but my shooting sliders are a little bit gassed up for both sides because I do 8-minute quarters. However, I do think the CPU shooting sliders are just a little bit too high. As 2 playoff series are in the books, the Brooklyn Nets have defeated the 76ers, and then the Pelicans have swept the Trailblazers. So that'll do it for the episode. Next episode will only be Game 6. If the first game of a playoff episode is an elimination game for football, or not for football, for basketball or baseball, then that episode will only have 1 game, if that makes sense. I hope it does. But nonetheless, that'll end the episode. Hope you all enjoyed. Have a good one. Deuces.